Hey guys, this is the Yawgh, or the Yawgh, and it's just a quick little game where you make decisions and see how well you do at the end. So, press any button, and the music's fantastic. So, here are all the people, and I will play them all so that, why not? Okay. The Yawgh will be here in 6 weeks, and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep on living our lives, week by week, unaware. Alright, so you're each of these people, and everybody has stats, and everybody starts off the same, and you have a multitude of places you can go and do things. So let's have her, she'll go to the alchemy tower, and she will brew a potion. You spend a week experimenting different brews and potion brews. Experimenting with different potion brews. I can talk. If you magic one mind. One day, while in the tower, one of the alchemists asked you to watch his potion while he's out. Soon after he leaves, the potion becomes bubbling out of control. If you don't do something, it'll explode. Throw it out the window and drink it. I'm going to throw it out the window. You toss the potion out the window and watch its contents empty into the town's water supply. Quick thinking! You gain one mind. You take off early for the day, hoping nobody finds out. Alright. This guy always makes me think of the bar. So we're going to go to the tavern, and we're going to drink. Spend the entire week getting wasted. You're getting 2 charm and 1 physique. One day, a bard pulls out his lute in the bar and starts playing a tune. Unfortunately, his singing is horrible and is ruining the tavern's atmosphere. You decide to do something about it. Convince him to leave or challenge him to a lute duel. What should I do? I think both of them will fail. I'll convince him to leave. You approach the bard and let him know that the tavern down the road is well known for its big tippers. Buzz off, the bard yells drunkenly. You walk away giving a, well, I tried sort of look to the other patrons. What a blow to your confidence. Oh, I lost some charm. Alright, who's next? Red Lady. Red Lady. Let's go to the hospital. And clean up. You spend the week steeling your mind against the horrors of the hospital, making sure it is as clean as can be. You gain 1 mind, physique, and earn 1 wealth. One day, the bloodletting leeches somehow escape from their containers. Leeches start flooding into the hallway. There are people screaming everywhere as leeches slither towards them. Somebody do something, yells one of the doctors. Zap the leeches with magic, or use yourself as bait. Oh. You start taunting the leeches to lead them back to their containers. The leeches swarm all over you. You're subject to a vicious series of bites before leeches get bored and take off. Oh! Ow! The leeches make their way out of the hospital and end up infesting all the nearby waterbeds. Well, I'm doing great. He can go to the gardens, and he can landscape. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain finesse, physique, and some wealth. One day, you notice a woman watering the garden plants. Suddenly, the plants sprout giant boughs. She's eaten immediately. The plants then uproot themselves and begin charging towards the denizen of the park. You manage to escape alongside everyone else. Blank? What do you do? There's probably not much I can do but stay away. Oh! Sadly, nothing can be done, and the park is closed down for extermination. Wow. They say the last time it came, the Yawgh devoured houses whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart. That was so very long ago. Okay. So the gardens got destroyed. So we can't go there. Let's go. You know what? Let's keep her. Let's have her for another potion. Spirit, bruise, magic one mind. Your cries of help coming from the next room. Running over to investigate, you see that the alchemists there have accidentally created an ooze monster. How do you dispatch the ooze? Punch the ooze into submission or blast the ooze with magic? Well, I have more magic. You pulverize the ooze into a puddle with an array of magical spells. The alchemists all cheer. You gain a charm. Yes. Oh, the cat's on drugs. Oops. Let's go to the arena. And let's bet on a fight when we have no money. You spend the week placing bets on your favorite fighters. You gain no wealth. Yay! One day in between matches, you stumble upon one of the higher ranked fighters ingesting illegal strength potions. Please, sir, don't report me, she cries. I'll even share some of my potion with you if you keep quiet, she adds. Take her offer. You know what? We're going to report her. You report the fighter to the arena officials. They thank you for bringing it to their attention and hand you a small stack of coins. 2 wealth. The fighter is investigated and receives a lifetime ban from the arena. Sweet. Let's see. Go to the palace and let's attend a ball. Ooh, fancy. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day, the king approaches you. Excuse me, you look like someone who I can confide in, he says. I really want a prince to take over the throne, but the queen and I aren't exactly active in the bedroom. He blushes a little. Do you have any advice on how I could romance the queen, so to speak? I don't know. I didn't get anything for whatever. Let's go to the forest. He looks like he'd be a hunter. You spend the week hunting defenseless critters. 2 finesse and 1 wealth. One day you stumble upon a gigantic moss-covered stone. It pulses with magical energy. What do? You touch it. You lay your hand on the enormous object. The stone's magical energy shoots into your body. Yay, magic! It was honest in a heartbeat, or so the story goes. The earth shook. The air went still. Alright, let's take her to... Check her here. You spend the week stealing your mind against the horrors of the hospital, making sure as clean as can be. All that good stuff. One day, a patient whose voice has been cursed and replaced with piano notes will not stop talking. All the other patients are complaining that the voice is making the hospital even worse and more depressing. The doctors have tried convincing him to stop talking, but to no avail. Let's try to decipher. You listen to his piano keys and manage to work out that all he wants is for his pillow to be fluffed. You fluff his pillow for him and he sounds extremely grateful. Ooh, all sorts of charm. You know what? Fight. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. 2 physique and a finesse. While wandering the halls around Wandering around the halls between matches, you spot your former lover, Kelly. An awkward exchange happens in which you want to know how they're doing without seeming to care too much. After a few minutes, Jean, one of the most popular fighters in the arena, butts into the conversation. Hey, Kelly, sorry to interrupt, but we gotta leave right now if you want to make it to your mother's in time. You say an awkward goodbye as they walk off, holding hands. How do you feel? You feel happy for Kelly. It's good that you both have moved on. This encounter, despite its awkwardness, was refreshing. Here we have... Let's no. First. And let's hunt. Spend the week hunting defenseless critters, cleaning a whole bunch of stuff. One day, while out in the woods, you spot a 6-legged deer drinking out of a river, glowing a fluorescent pink. The sight fills you with wonder and amazement. Ooh. As you drink, you can see another pair of legs growing out of its back. Weird. What do you have? Do some work. Paperwork for the palace. 2 wealth and 1 mine. Court jester approaches you. Would you like to learn to juggle? He asks excitedly. I'll teach you everything I know for a small sum. Sure. You spend the day with the jester practicing your juggling technique. You improve dramatically. To finesse. To finesse. You happily pay the jester for his services and lose 1 wealth. That sounded disgusting. And then the world was a howling fury. Chaos. Screaming. The sound of all we knew being pulled in half. Alright. You're gonna go to the slums. And you're going to fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain a bunch of cool things. One night, a man walks up to you. Excuse me, miss, feeling a little lonely tonight, he asks. For only a small amount of chlorine, I can make you feel good all night. I don't have enough money, baby. Your loss. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. Wealth and tips and new charm. One day, an impromptu drinking contest is held. We're gonna enter that, baby. You down pint after pint, drinking as if your life depended on it. You end up blacking out. When you come to, you find yourself in a home you don't recognize and only your underwear. Your clothes are nowhere to be found, and you seem to be the only one home. What happened? Alright. What does this lady want to do? Let's clean a lab. You spend the week cleaning up noxious chemicals. You're paid a wealth, then you gain physique and magic. One day, you hear one of the alchemists shout, Eureka! When you look over, you see what he's done. You spot a small, previously dead ferret come to life. I figured out the antidote to death, the alchemist exclaims. The undead ferret lets out a horrific noise and lumbers about slowly. I mean, it is pretty good accomplishment. That's amazing, you say, slightly discomforted by the ferret's presence. You didn't hurt the alchemist's feelings. Charm. Do it. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. Seeking a finesse. One day, while wandering the halls, one of the arena's fighters approach you. Excuse me, sir, I need a sparring partner, he says. Are you down for a fight or two? I probably couldn't beat him, but I could probably duck him. Let's do this, he screams. He takes a swing at your head. You dunk under his punch and kick him in the groin. You run away before he can retaliate. Yes. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild, move on, be strong? Or have we forgotten? Okay. You know, whatever. Let's tend to some patients. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and wealth. Across the week, you notice more and more people coming in from the hospital with strange deformities. One of the doctors determines that these patients must be drinking some magically contaminated water somewhere in the slums. You make a mental note to buy everything before you drink it. Gain a mind. Let's... I don't know where I want to send you, green guy. I want to send him to the forest again. I hate that the gardens were taken out. Oh, let's attend the ball. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. He's amazing looking. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. To charm and a finesse. One day you overhear the jester tell a joke to a group of people. Everyone laughs, but you don't understand the joke at all. Try to figure out the joke on your own. You never manage it. You've begun coming to terms with the fact that your sense of humor is lacking. There's a tiny glass of wine. Being more self-aware, you've managed to exude an aura of confidence. Yay, charm! You go... Help zip, hit the right buttons. Bartend. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern, wealth tips, you charm. Fortune teller sets up one of the tavern's tables, offers somebody small... You know what, why not? Spend 1 wealth. Fortune teller takes your hand and begins showering you with promises of love and wealth. She doesn't really go into any detail, and the whole time you can't help but feel that this is all an act. Underwhelmed and slightly poor, you can't help but feel like you've wasted your money. That night, while walking home, the fortune teller runs up to you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. There's the love part, she says, with a toothless smile. And then she hands you a giant sack of gold. There's the wealth. You gain 2 wealth. Still think I'm a hack? Dots. Alright, you're going into the forest. And you are going to hunt. You're gonna spend the week hunting defenseless critters. 2 finesse and 1 wealth. One day we're out in the woods. Oh, a 12 glowing pink bird charges at you. What do? I don't... Oh, I don't know. Is 9 physique enough to fight? Let's fight back. Oops. It gets on top of you and starts stomping you with the hooves. You're bitten multiple times before the deer decides you aren't very tasty. Oops. You gain 1 magic? Yawgh. It's almost here. Almost. Almost. Go to the slums. Fight some crime. Sounds thundery. Spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. 1 mind, 1 neat, 1 risk. One night, a small child approaches you with its hands cupped and stretched out towards you. He doesn't say anything, but just looks at you with wide eyes, waiting expectantly. Give him some coin. I lose wealth, but he thanks me and walks away. The next night, you recognize him on the street. You spot him eating what looks like a fresh loaf of bread. He sees you and smiles. You feel good about yourself. 1 physique, and finesse, and mind, and charm, and magic. You know what? Fancy ball. Up into a duke. What? He stops mid-sentence. Oh, it's you, he blushes. Why haven't you come to visit me? You said you would. You practice your nodding along and faking that your listening technique. You gain a charm. You may have accidentally agreed to dinner or something, but it's too late. It's too late now. Green guy, what did you get up to? You kind of suck, lady. Oh, let's brew a potion. I love her glasses. Spend a week doing things to magic her mind. One day, all the alchemists decide to break from work and set their cantrip party. One alchemist raises his hand and produces confetti in front of him. Another swats a seemingly endless number of dust from his sleeves. And all the alchemists turn to see what you can come up with. I'm going to stick with a simple. By snapping your fingers, you change your eyebrow color. Not bad, one of the alchemists say. Yay, magic. And you're going to stay in the forest. And you're going to chop wood. Gain 2 physique and 1 well. One day you hear a howl nearby, followed by the rustling of leaves. Run for it. You drop what you're doing and run for your life. You hear heavy footsteps running behind you, but they don't seem to be able to keep up. You get away safely. Oh, thank God. The storm arrives in the night. By the morning, it still rages. For 3 full days, the tempest puts us through a grinder, drowns us, crushes us, ruins us. But then it ends. We see the graveyard our home has become. Our home. Does anything yet live? Is it? Are we? Past saving? So now you put your build together and alright, so Blue Lady is going to be the doctor. You take it upon yourself to help the sick and injured from the Yawgh. You're able to pick up most of your patients in no time at all. This means there are more people to help with rebuilding the town. This helps the survival effort considerably. Yay. Charm. What does charm do? Leader? You take it upon yourself to be the leader of the survivors. You're so incredibly charming, everyone readily lets you guide them. You're not the brightest, however, and aren't efficient with organizing everyone. Still, having a charismatic leader helps rebuilding effort a lot. You kind of suck at everything. Conjurer? Taking a while to help conjure up supplies for the towns with large amounts of supplies. With some effort, you're summoning more than enough lumber and food for the town. This helps the rebuilding effort a lot. And finesse. Tailor? You volunteer to weave and mend clothing for the survivors to keep warm. You make and mend clothing faster than anyone would have ever expected. Every survivor now has an excess number of scarves, socks, and hats to keep warm. This helps the I can't say these words. Survival effort immensely. And so, we set about our tasks, once more living our lives. This time in a way we might never have expected, or even wanted. But in the end, we flourish. Towers once wrecked and ravaged rose towards the sky. Trees again took root, then blossomed. We all blossom. And though it took a long while, and though it took a lot from us, our future is bright. Should the Yawgh ever return, we will be ready. Yay! We did it! We got good! Oh. Waiting. With the town fully rebuilt, you spend more time in the alchemy tower. Your potion brewing abilities quickly become among the best in the world. Your health and mana potions are considered world-class delicacies, with people venturing far and wide to buy them. But you never learned how to brew a love potion? Why would I want to? With the town rebuilt, you decide to celebrate. You organize a huge festival in honor of the bravery that helped save so many lives. The first one is so successful, you decide to make it an annual tradition. Every year, the festival gets bigger and bigger and more elaborate, and every year, it costs more and more money to put it on. You have to start charging admission, and no one's happy about it. The annual festival slowly fades out of relevance, and before long, it is cancelled completely. You don't know really what to do with your life after that. Wow. After the town is rebuilt, you become leader of a hunting party. You become the town's main supplier of game, meat, and furs. You become extremely adept at killing defenseless animals. One day, you spot a glowing blue fox in the woods. Upon seeing you, it cackles and runs off. You pursue it for what feels like hours, but to no avail. Capturing the laughing blue fox becomes an obsession for you. You spend every moment thinking of its laugh, even while you sleep. Its cackle feels as if it's burned into your brain. Wow. Your life after the Yawgh is uneventful. You work. You get married. You adopt a child. You take care of that child. You get old. You retire. You die? You go on vacation for a few years. You get too old to be independent, so your child takes care of you. You die. Wow. Wow. That was amazing. So that's the Yawgh. It's silly. It's fun. There becomes some really weird stuff in it, but it's good. It's good. And it's got great music. So, yeah. The Yawgh. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I quite love it. It's just a fun little game to kind of relax yourself with. So, yeah. Have a good one. Enjoy life. Or whatever